Hey guys, we just filmed the video that you're about to watch here, and I want to do a bit better intro. I didn't feel like I covered it exactly how I wanted to, and the video is about 15 minutes. So I wasn't redoing the whole thing because hashtag laziness. Anyways, I just wanted to show in this, a bunch of you guys are asking how much I had in the car, and I really wanted to be clear as to, you know, just what it's like to get an old car back on the road, and it's very possible, and that anybody can do it. A few $100 a paycheck here and there and get them on the road. So I didn't include my labor. Keep in mind, if you can't do it yourself, shop labor would be easy, 50, 75 bucks an hour, and I don't know how many hundred, at least, if not 200 hours I have in this thing, which would dramatically change the price in the end. So hopefully you guys can do it yourself, save the money, you know, shop smart, swap meets, you know, get stuff online, Facebook Marketplace, whatever it is, and yeah, anybody can do it. All right, hopefully you enjoy the video. Thanks. What's happening, guys? Dan here, DD Speed Shop. So this here is my 68 Plymouth Satellite, which I've been building on the channel for a while. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it, but if you happen to be new here, so it's a 68 model. It's got a 440, 727, 8 3/4 rear end. It was, you know, plain Jane kind of car. Drum brakes. I got it off a guy who flipped it, basically, and he got it off the original owner. So it's original paint for the most part, other than a few spots I've kind of gone over. But now that it's running and driving, after last time I was on the road was 1976, and now it's 2021. I just got dates and math aren't my thing, which is funny because this video is all about math. But so I just got on the road. I've been driving it for the last 2 weeks. Put almost 1,000 miles on it. Hasn't broke down yet. So far so good. Anyways, a bunch of you guys have been asking how much I have in this car, how much I've spent, and stuff like that. Now, I didn't keep track of my hours on this because I did that on a couple of cars ago, and it's just depressing to think about how many hours I have on a car, because then it really makes my time valueless. But this one I did, I started off being pretty thrifty, and then I ended up spending some money and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm going to show you exactly how much money I have in this car. And I started to write stuff down on my phone, which I have, there's a little cheat sheet, but I thought this would be way more fun to do the video. So originally I paid $5 grand for the car.
It's very hard to see.
Well, I'm doing it more for myself.
Oh, okay.
I have red. Does red show up better?
It might. Why didn't you test this first? Nah, they're both bad.
So anyways, I paid $5 grand for this hot rod. Now when I got it, I had a 318, it was seized, it had a 904 transmission, which was no good apparently. The water had gotten in through in between the door glass there and rotted out the floors. And the corners weren't bad, but they were kind of up in the wheel arches were no good. The sills were pretty decent. Underneath was in really good shape. There was no issues whatsoever with all the structural stuff. So that's why I kind of paid up for it. So anyways, the floor pan was $300. Each quarter panel was $300. It shows up better on there, right?
Oh yes.
$300, $300. This one's $300.
That is gonna come off, right?
It's dry erase, I hope so. Oh yeah. There's someone screaming at their screen right now.
Yes.
That's gonna ruin it. The trunk, which by the way rattles. That's why there's all these rags in here. It's super solid, but I did put 2 dropouts down. And actually, I met a guy and I bought them, and they were, I think I paid $100 for those, so 50 each. Oh, it's got a fuel tank in it. Oh, it wasn't much. What was that?
Wasn't it 167 or something?
It was like 120. We'll call it 150 for the tank. Now this is all in Canadian dollars. Better start writing some of these down. Tank drops. So that was that.
How much were the towels?
I think those are actually MURch, so
Free!
Freebie! Now there are certain things on this car which I definitely got a deal on and stuff like that, which, sorry, that's just kind of the way it went. And so like the seats and stuff like that, I did pay kind of cost on, so I'm not going to drop how much I spent on them, but I saved a few bucks. These tips were free. Freebie!
Zip. Zero.
I wonder how many of those I can put in on that from like Monster Garage.
Yeah.
The wheels I paid $100 for, and I paid $75 for the dog dishes. What? Good God! When did that stuff start getting so expensive, eh? How many of you guys threw out this exact setup just right in the garbage because no one gave a crap about it, right? Up front, otherwise, there wasn't really a whole lot. Oh, the windshield. The windshield was 150, and then I had to pay Jimbo, I think, 100 bucks. So we'll call it 250 for the glass install. Now under the hood is where I ended up spending a few bucks. Now, like I said, where this, oh, and I painted. God, I keep forgetting things. Paint was 500 bucks, but that I used twice. So we'll put that here. Paint 500. So I did both quarter panels.
What does this say?
Paint. Wow. Probably better if that didn't show up, eh?
Date?
Paint. Okay, I don't like big P's. What can I say?
What does that even say?
That says drops. Dropout. Trunk dropout.
Gosh, your writing's terrible.
So, the $500 for the paint, got both quarter panels done. I did just a little bit back of the sill. I think I blew the sills in a little, and I painted this door and not the other one. Now, like I said, it had a junk motor when I bought the thing, and when I bought it, I found a guy that had a 68 383 with a 727, which the whole story you guys all know. I thought it was good. I think I paid $500 or $600. I kind of forget. But let's just say it was 600 for the motor, which was junk. And he also had a carpet kit and a headliner, which I bought for 200. Let's call that carpet. And the headliner kit's not in. Man, my writing is bad, eh?
What? Larkit?
Carpet. My poor accountant. So there you go. Now that motor is sitting over here with the garbage bag on it because it was seized. It's no good, no bueno. The transmission is still in the garage. I don't know if it's any good or not. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. If somebody wants a 383 real cheap, like I'll pay you to take it away cheap, let me know. Anyway, so that's where my buddy Luke stepped in. Man, this thing got dirty fast. And donated this fine 440. So this is a 70 model year 440 HP block, which is pretty awesome. So I pulled the whole motor and all that out, obviously. Once the motor was out, I stripped the whole interior, or the engine bay. I repainted everything, and that's free because that's in that $500 that I'd already invested in the paint. Now, once that was in there, so the motor, call it free, but I did kind of pay 600 bucks for another one, so you guys would be in about the same situation if you were to build this car. I did put on an intake, was 400, which was ridiculous. Again, the carburetor I got from Chuck, Gorilla Carbs. I'm not gonna lie, I got the pretty good deal on that, it was free. But you guys should go check out Chuck at Gorilla Carburetors, so I keep getting these free carburetors. At least just send him an email or something like that, or go on his Facebook. So there was that. I also spent some money, I had the alternator, the radiator came with it. I bought an oil pump, I bought a gasket set. I guess that's all I really spent. So let's call it, I think the oil pump was kind of pretty, so let's call it another 150 on motor stuff. So what's that, 550 on top of the 600. So that was all that. The exhaust I paid cost on from Lyle's, so you guys can judge what you want to do there. I did not put headers on it, it just has exhaust manifolds on it. And then I put miscellaneous, which I don't even know what to put it. I mean, radiator hoses, fluids, paint, brake cleaner, welding gas. I mean, what's it worth, right? I go through that stuff in the garage non-stop. You reuse the wiring harness, I reused all that sort of stuff. I kind of think that's all I spent. I'm just double check my phone real quick here while I hopefully don't kill it all. I got car, sheet metal, motor accessories, carpet. I got that glass. Oh, good thing I wrote this down. I rebuilt the entire front end. So upper, lower ball joints, inner and outer tie rods, adjusters, every bushing, sway bar end links. What else did I do? I don't know if I did the leaf spring bushings or not, but that was 250 bucks. 250 for the front end. And then I spent another, I went through, brakes were cheap, they're another 150. I ended up doing, and the only reason it was 150 is I had to buy 2 rear drums because they were finished. Otherwise, we put a master on, which was super cheap. I think the master was like 20. The wheel cylinders were like $6 on Rock Auto. I bought a spring kit and brake shoes. I reused the front drums because they were still on spec. The rears were mangled. So that was that. drums, paint, wheels, carb, yeah. So then the stuff I got a deal on, exhaust, the carburetor. Actually, a local guy who watched the channel gave me a box of ignition switches. I got to give back to him, but I used that. The tips, and then the drive shaft, which you guys all watched the video, so that was kind of our little butter there. I paid cost on that and made a video on it, and you guys are checking them out, which I appreciate. Ryan over at Domar. So so that's what I kind of got in the car. So should we try and total this up now? I don't math well. So we got 5,000. I've never done this, so this might be depressing. So $5,000 for the car. We got $250 for glass. Wait, this is terrible here actually. We got $5,000 for the car, $250 for glass. What did I write 300 here for? Oh, the floor pan was 300. The quarters were 300 each. The trunk dropouts were 100 for the pair. Fuel tank was 150.
Paint was 500.
Paint was 500. That was a pricey one. Then we're up front. We had the front end was 250. 250. Well, I should have started somewhere else.
Steelies.
250.
These dog caps are.
Brakes were 150. I spent 600 on the junk motor, and then another. What did I put? 450. 650 on this motor. Ouch. Man, I really spent some money on this thing. What else did I hear? Carpet. Oh yeah, carpet kit. Ouch. Carpet was 200. The wheels were what? What did I say?
125.
175.
Oh, is that a 7?
And I think that's it, eh?
If you're wrong, though, I'll just rewatch it and re-add it up.
Well, if I missed something, let me know. But that's kind of where I'm at now. The stuff that I got a deal on were the seats, exhaust, and the carb, and essentially the motor. But whatever, that's all kind of is what it is. Now, I don't do math well, so we'll use the. It's probably best I don't math well. Otherwise, this is how things get a little divorcey. So we got 5,000 plus 250 plus 300 plus 300 plus 3. Man, these 300s are brutal, eh? I like the 100s. 100, 150, 500. Ouch. The number's getting too big already. I'm mad about it. 250, 150, 600, 650, 200, 175. Oh. 89.25. So that's cold hard cash that I spent, and then I broke my marker, and then seats and all that on top of it. So I mean, I gotta say, for the average guy, a couple of seats are probably what, $500-600. The exhaust kits, I've bought many of them. They're like $300-400. Carburetor, that's $400-500, and then yeah. So you'd be a little over 10 grand in this thing, Canadian. So that's, I mean, monopoly money for you guys in the States. But there you go. So 10,000 bucks. I don't know how many hours I have in here. Thank God it's not worth a whole lot. Oh, I guess you gotta toss in the miscellaneous, a couple $100 for welding gas and stuff. I don't know if I put that in there or not. So I didn't. Damn. So let's say I got between 9 grand, 9,500 bucks in this thing. That's a lot of money. Now, that being said, I mean, the initial cost of the car being 5,000 bucks, that's an expensive car for me. Most of the stuff like that 57 I bought was $1,000 bucks. I think like the 55 was $2. Your car was 700. Like, so I'm kind of used to putting in the big dollars into the restoration side, but the initial hit on the car sucks, and that's Dodge. Now, hopefully it comes back in the end when I have to sell it. I mean, like I said, a few people have offered me in the, you know, high teens type thing for it, which whether it comes through or not, I don't know. But that's in a nutshell what the car is. Well, let me know what you guys think. Did I do good on it? Did I do bad? Am I an idiot? All those sort of things. Now it's a bit of a, I can't really lose too bad. The neighbors are coming by like crazy today.
They want to know how much you spent.
It's best they don't know. I wish I didn't know. So overall, I mean, not too bad. I mean, obviously I made some money on YouTube and stuff like that, so it worked out. You guys were just absolute rock stars.
And there is some nice people that helped.
Yeah, a lot of people, that's what I said. A lot of people helped out, which is awesome. You know, between the super chats and all that in the live, just watching the ads, the kind words, people help me out, people pointing out parts where I can get stuff, what will work, what won't work. I mean, honestly, I could never would be able to afford this car or complete it without you guys watching. I know I don't say it enough, but I really do appreciate everyone that does watch. And there you go. That's 68B body on the road for, I mean, let's call it 10 grand. Ooh, that's a crazy number, eh? Why can't we buy a house? I keep spending the down payment. So it's cash 22. As much as I love this thing, hopefully I can hang on to it for a while. But that's a lot of money sitting in one ratty automobile.
On the plus side, there's like 12 different flavors of craft dinner.
Yeah, and then we'll just go ahead and like minus 5,000 because of this fender I won't fix. All right, so there we go, guys. Hopefully that answered all your questions. If there's anything I didn't hit, make sure you put it in the comments so I can readjust. I'll try and put the price list in the description of the video, and I can always adjust that down the road. Yeah, comment below, do all those things. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we'll have this thing on the channel for a while, and yeah, I think that's it. On to the next one. Plymouth stuff. It's expensive, but man, this thing has grown on me. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.